Let's have a look and see what's happening in January, February bridge between 2 months overall for the global collective. When I say global collective, I'm not saying that everyone lives on a round world, but I'm saying that the overall human collective, in terms of its soul progress, what we're looking at right now, going towards February. And I will be using the Cosmomancy Deck, which is about the metaphysics and everything in terms of the spiritual development between the mind, body, soul, and spirit with regard to the world and its relationship back to you. Overall, we have fortitude here. We have gratitude. We have the stoic. We have the mother. So we're looking at a development that's starting to take place with regards to strength that needs to be applied here. We're seeing that there's a Deus Ex Machina, which is related to the frequency of, it means the mind of God. It means people that write the script for certain realities and patterns to exist in the world. In nature, it's also related to people that promote ideologies for people to follow. So the human nature can either key into those belief systems, or it's possible to actually change the frequency entirely within the personal self. Welcome to the Arcana Veil, where we look deeper into the realities of the consciousness of humanity and as a whole. We have gratitude, and underneath it we have the Vulcan's belly. We have above vices, air, the stoic. We have vanity, earth, here under the mother of air, and we have the mesotheist and the son of water, this being the center of the heart. In other words, the heart of the nature of things, relating to what is the root of the changes to take place. We're looking at the fact that the nature overall for the human collective in itself is to become aware of the personal strengths, the nature of how certain things have taken place over time, the fact that it took a lot of strength and a lot of acceptance of things that have been placed in the pathway for the overall growth to take place for the human collective in itself. We have the mother of air here on the feminine side, which is the soul frequency of how humans are interacting consciously and personally, spiritually, deeper within themselves. How is the world impacting you on those levels? And there's a growth of wanting to change things within the nature of the self. There's a need, there's a wanting to disconnect from overall realities. There's people that want to actually just move away from certain things that don't affect them anymore. I can see that in here there's a lot of people that are perhaps trying to break away from the actual overall societies. Mesotheist is definitely a reflection of that, where people are just simply breaking away from anything that would represent conformity overall. We have the Sun of Water here, which is the symbol of the emotional response towards wanting to break away and actually wanting to disconnect fully. Like I said, there could be breakaway societies or people that actually just go and live off the grid. That's definitely motivated on the deeper, on the wish side, or on the conscious side of the emotions of a person. Within the nature of the actual encounter, the experience, the physical nature with what you interact with, your daily interactions, we have the applications of wanting to bring into the world ideas that would challenge their strengths. We can look at that in a minute. But I need to explain to you that the frequency overall is showing that humans are overall fighting and resisting a lot of things that are taking place right now. There's above air vices, which is that which is in the center point of the mind here, where the stoic is in the heart, means the mind and the heart are wanting to connect more. So in other words, you may find people now wanting to really question things for its truer potential, its truer need. Is it really something that I really want in my life? Does it really contribute to my life path? There's also the sense of people wanting to find truth, answers, things that are required to qualify why I should sign this document, or qualify to me, explain to me why I should believe what you say, type of idea. This is what's going on now in February overall. This doesn't mean that it's just specific, but particularly to one person, but this is an overall signature, energy signature of the human consciousness overall. And this is how February may be understood, or may be experienced as a lot of, perhaps it can also go towards the other side, where it could become like nitpicking. It could be that as well, if it's not in balance here. But overall, I can see there's a little bit less sort of nitpicking, but more sort of questioning, which is actually really good. We have the enchantment of water here over the strength or fortitude, which is having to resist things that are presenting themselves as hypnotic, perhaps, suggestive of the mind. We have the novice here, the kids, youngsters, students, people that are learning on how to understand why these things are happening. Perhaps some are trying to really dig deep into the nature of the situations. Why do certain people do certain things on the political arena? Intentions Earth here. Shouldn't it just start to change a little bit here? There's definitely another thing that I'm picking up here, is that the political arena is just going to always be in the same nature, because it's part of a script, Deus Ex Machina, that needs to be played out. And Vulcan's belly resisting that script that's being played out, learning the novice how to understand the enchantment of water, the hypnotic sides of why certain things happen. So maybe you're going to find people that are bringing up new ideas on the UFOs, for example, or whatever. That's just an example. Or questioning philosophies and things, religions perhaps even. There's a stronger sort of focus on the social dynamic with people. So people are now looking at things that don't sit well with them and questioning its true meaning overall, which is good. Question everything. It is meant to be so that your mind can grow from there. We have the create and uncreate over this area, where they will be most likely presenting or promoting new inventions as usual, specifically with Mother as a Uranian Uranus symbol for with regards to the changes, with bringing in new inventions and replacing old ones, things that might not have worked. And that doesn't mean that it's always going to be successful. You know, a new broom is not always better than an old broom. There's something there. And we have the daughter of earth over the misotheism here, and the son of water. Earth and water here is communicating with one another on a deeper level. In other words, there might be certain natural events that are taking place over this period that is more water-based, that may reshuffle parts of the earth in certain spaces, because the son of water holds a lot more power emotionally over the daughter of earth. Yet if they work together, if this was now not natural events, in reality, if the son of water and the daughter of earth would work together, it would be where there is a new structure for schooling to take place, education, because water is emotional, spiritual, communicative, and daughter of earth is receptive of what is being put or imprinted upon the ideas. So young minds are being imprinted with new ideas in school. Is it good or is it bad? It's up to the parents to decide how their kids are subjected to certain things. That depends on how subjected the parents are, for example. So we're looking at something like that towards sort of the latter part of February, and how it is being met is with the misotheistic element that can actually be where these people that have been forced to agree to certain things are just simply breaking away from it as entirely. So private schooling might come up as well. Overall, February does appear to be quite spatial time, measured. In other words, timely in whatever choices is being made. Spatial time means time does not exist. It means time does operate in a cycle going upwards. It doesn't go in a linear line where there's 0 to 10 and then back again. So therefore time is essentially relative to the events that take place within it. And within this nature, the consciousness of humanity still has choices to make, whether there is an acceptance of these elements that are taking place overall. And it really is about taking one step at a time in a much more sort of measured manner than to run off, because we are also entering into some sort of connection with Mars. So Mars is trying to fuel up the rebellious spirit and, just scratch around the edges a little bit to just create some dust. You always have choice. You do not have to agree to be subjected to anything. And if you are forced into certain things, then it would require for you fortitude to resist those things. So I leave this with you. This is the overall view for the human collective in February 2026.